question from the panel, Mr. Orlando Ramirez.
Thank you. The City Council, by its own rules, is prohibited from taking positions on national issues. Given that rule, does it serve the interests of this community to bring up such federal issues as immigration?
Mr. MacArthur, you have 90 seconds.
Well, first of all, once again, immigration, the question of immigration being a federal issue. Once again, this is an example, a classic example of politicians passing the buck. Let's remember something very, very important about America. This nation was formed by the states creating the federal government, not the federal government creating the states. The federal government should be enforcing our immigration laws and securing our borders, but we all know that that is not happening. And since that is not happening, the City Council has a duty, as a matter of public safety, to enforce the laws that are on the books. Our jails are overcrowded. In Riverside County, misdemeanor offenders are not spending any time in jail. And criminals, our jails are completely overcrowded, and we need to make sure that our police are working with federal officials to, again, deport gang members and drug dealers illegally back to their home countries. This will ease the overcrowding of our jails, but most importantly, it gets these criminals off our streets that are victimizing our children and out of our good city.
Thank you. Ms. Dodi Michalka, you have 90 seconds as well.
Thank you. I believe your question, though, was, is this an issue for a local race? And I would like to answer that question. Certainly, illegal immigration is something that's on everyone's minds, and yes, it is something that concerns us all. I am strongly opposed to illegal immigration. However, as the investigative story that the press enterprise did regarding Mr. MacArthur's tactics in the early part of the campaign, it showed that while he is insinuating and even going into homes to which I followed behind and saying that I'm in favor of illegal immigration, I am not. I am about local issues. I feel that we need to address local issues, things that concern us, things that we can control and that we can solve. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. MacArthur, you have 30 seconds.
Well, first of all, insinuating that that my opponent is against illegal immigration, I'm insinuating of her policy of accepting the Mexican ID card. That is the critical issue of this race, and we will discuss that further, I'm sure, in comment as we go forward.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Dodi Michalka, if you'd like to take 30 seconds.
I work for a company, as does Mr. MacArthur, Citibank, who Primerica is a wholly owned subsidiary of Citibank, one of the largest banks in the country. Their policies are the same on accepting this ID card. I am not a policymaker at Altura. I don't believe that Mr. MacArthur is a policymaker at Citibank. And so, therefore, I believe that is a very false line to draw.